Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So great to see you all here this evening. So great to hear everyone so completely disregard that voiceover asking us all to take our seats a few moments ago. I beg your pardon, this end of the room were obviously able to hear it. It would be wonderful if you could take your seats and we'll kick off in just a moment, because whether you're here in the room or watching from home, we are here in the room tonight. I'm here to welcome you to the 2022 Academy of Technological Sciences and Engineering Awards Gala Dinner. Woo! I'm Bernie Hobbs, clearly a little bit excited. I'm absolutely rapt to be your MC tonight for the real Academy Awards. Oh yeah, the ATSEs. Yeah, it's going to get a lot cheesier than that before the night's over, I promise you. There is nothing like celebrating stellar achievements in STEM, and as always, tonight's ATSE Awards recognise standout innovators, scientists, technologists, engineers and entrepreneurs from a huge range of fields. As you look around you this evening, glance from table to table, you are seeing the creme de la STEM. What did I tell you? I know, it's terrible, but you know, if you like it, it's yours. To begin the evening, I'd like to ask Brendan Kieran from the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council to join me here on stage. So please, a warm welcome to Brendan Kieran. Weird to welcome you. Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I'd just like to say, for those people that saw me this morning, sucked in, because you're going to hear the exact same thing again. I'm here tonight to welcome you to country, and it's a holistic welcome to country. You get welcome to country and you get the history of country as well. A very brief history. So the land that we're gathered on here this evening is Gadigal land. Gadigal's one of 29 tribes which make up the Eora Nation. And the boundaries for the Eora Nation start from the ocean, and they're surrounded by three of Australia's most beautiful rivers. And unfortunately, like a lot of our rivers and waterways, neglected. We have the Hawkesbury River, the Nepean River and the Georges River. And in between those three mighty and beautiful rivers, we've got 29 tribes which make up the Eora Nation. And the name of the tribe and the clan we're gathered on here tonight is Gadigal. Gadigal people, a little bit of history, Gadigal people bore the brunt of what I like to call the Cook Bomb. Botanical Gardens for my people's ground zero. And in less than 50 years of the invasion, 80% of our people was wiped out within Sydney and the East Coast. And the biggest killer of my people was disease. And it didn't take long for the English to realise. So they deliberately infected clothing and blankets and poisoned our waters. So in effect, using chemical warfare. I'd also like to share that there were two mistakes that Cook made. Well, obviously the first one was coming here. But he made a mistake before he even landed. And I'll share this story with you. It's important that we understand that Captain Cook was a naval officer. When they sailed through the Heads with his sexy grey wig on that they used to wear in those days, those boots, they used to come up past the knee, those pants, and he sailed through the Heads. And he pulled out his telescope and he looked across at a beach. He then said, he sung out to Joseph Banks, he said, "I say, Joseph, come hither." And Joseph twaddled over, because he was a botanist. Joseph twaddled over, pulled out his little telescope, and he looked at the beach. And he said, I say, they're quite manly." And he was talking about Manly Beach. That's how Manly got its name. Aboriginal men were very manly. They called it Manly Beach. Google it. It may not have happened the way I said it happened, but I dare you to prove me wrong. So that was his first mistake. And then he landed. The second wave brought the massacres and the slaughters. My story is no different than a lot of my countrymen's story. There was 500 of my family members, men, women and children, that were slaughtered just over water for cattle to drink. Just over water for cattle to drink. If we fast forward that timeline briefly, we then had a period of the kidnapped generation. My mother was part of that, taken at the age of 5, locked up in a jail for 2 weeks and transported to a training camp, Cootamundra Girls' Home. My uncles went to Kinchela Boys' Home and the babies of the family went to Bomaderry down in Wollongong, and these were training camps for our people to be trained and taught how to be servants and slaves. And they were sent out to white families to work. They worked until they were 18, never got paid a cent for the work they did, and they were punished for speaking their language and practicing culture. Fast forward that timeline in the 1950s and the 1960s, my people came under the Flora and Fauna Act. Flora and Fauna Act. We weren't even considered human, 1950s and 1960s. In 1989, I was born at Crown Street Women's Hospital. 1989, no one's going to laugh. I've had a hard life. 1971 I was born. I just put that in there to see if you were listening. See? 1971 I was born. Crown Street Women's Hospital at Surrey Hills. Do we have any Crown Street babies in the room tonight? Oh shit, I'll have to avoid yous later. Crown Street. That hospital no longer exists. And unfortunately for me, that hospital was the last time I ever felt my mother's touch. 7 years ago, I found a grave. 7 years ago, I found I'm one of 10 siblings that have been removed. To date, I've met 4 brothers, 1 sister. None of us have spoken for 5 years. It's hard to have a relationship with so much trauma and abuse. But I share this history I share is a very brief history of what we've been through on country. Because when you have a welcome to country, just take time to reflect and think about what we've actually been through to get to where we are today. We are the world's oldest living culture. The world's oldest living culture. And 10 years ago in this country, you would never have had a welcome to country. You would never have even had an acknowledgement of country. So for me, it's always an honour to being able to perform that ceremony back on country again. So I thank everyone for having me here tonight, and I welcome everyone here to Gadigal country on behalf of those Gadigal ancestors, because their spirit is still in the land and the water. On behalf of Metropolitan Aboriginal Land Council, as the cultural authority on that land, I welcome everyone here tonight to Gadigal land. Just before I leave, I decided to bring in my Yidaki, because I was very worried that everyone I saw this morning was going to be the same crowd again this afternoon, so I thought I'd better come up with something else. So I brought my Yidaki. It's not called a didgeridoo, it's called a Yidaki. Different languages have different names for it. A didgeridoo is a Yidaki not played traditionally. The word Yidaki means voice in my father's language. So when we play Yidaki, we sing through it while we play. Some of the other names that I've called it, I used to busk quite a lot back in the day, and back in those days you'd busk in the city or up the cross, and quite often I'd come across these young drunken white fellas and go on brah, play the didge for us brah, and a little bit of humbugging. And I'd say, it's not called a didge, it's called a yulby. You'll be sore when I hit you with it. Now keep moving. So there's 2 things I'd like to do before I run. Because for me, that ongoing trauma still goes on today. I've got to go and pay a white fella by the name of Wilson for parking on my own land. I'd like to play a welcome song to start off with on the Yidaki, and I'll finish off with a story. It's a story of a hitchhiker. This man is walking through the desert hitchhiking. 3 cars are going to go past. He keeps walking. In the distance, you're going to hear a truck, and the truck will slow down and stop. The truck driver will say to the hitchhiker, "Where you going?" And the hitchhiker says, "Oh, up the road." And the truck driver says, "Okay, mate, get in." He gets in the truck, he shuts the door, the gears on the truck will change, and the truck driver will finish off the story by blowing on the horn. But first, the welcome song. Now the story of the hitchhiker. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, welcome to Gadigal country.
Thank you so much, Brendan, for that very warm, very generous, very honest and very giving welcome to country. And yeah, I've never heard a truck sounding quite like that, but the hitchhiker story, just fantastic. Hope you're not expecting any musical talent for the rest of the evening, because my clarinet was called the agony stick by my family, with very good reason. Thank you again, Brendan, and I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land we're on tonight, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is my absolute pleasure now to hand over to the President of ATSE for the presidential address, Professor Hugh Bradlow. Professor Hugh Bradlow is well known as a thought leader in telecommunications. He's equally well known for not sticking to a script. So who knows what the next 5 minutes will bring, but I do guarantee that whatever it is, it'll be well thought through and thought-provoking. Please, Hugh Bradley. Or Bradlow, as he liked to be known.
Well, you'll be relieved to know it's not 5 minutes. I have one very brief sheet of paper here. First of all, I would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the lands of the Gadigal people and pay my respects to their elders past and present. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to ATSE's annual awards dinner. It's great to see such a turnout as here. I notice everyone at my table, other than for 3 brave people, hasn't turned up yet. And I guess they heard they would be sitting with me, so maybe that's what's going on there. Just to remind everyone what tonight's about, ATSE's mission is to do 2 things: to celebrate excellence and to provide policy and guidance to the Australian public and through them governments. Recognising excellence takes 2 forms. The first is we elect people to the fellowship, which we have a number of our new fellows from 2022 here with us at the dinner as I look around the table. So that's great to see them here. And the second thing we do is we have a series of annual awards which cover various aspects of innovation. And tonight is about the latter. In past years, we've always held an annual awards dinner. Unfortunately, for the last 2 years, we weren't able to do that, so we did it virtually, but it's great to be back in person. And with that, I will get out of everyone's way so that you can eat, because there's an array of fantastic people who are going to win awards tonight, and you will want to hear from them rather than me. So please enjoy your evening.
Unpredictable as ever, stuck with script. Thank you very much, Hugh. Now, I'd also like to call on our one of our platinum sponsors this evening, Professor Emily Hilder, Chief Platforms Defence Science and Technology Group. So Emily, as well as leading the research and development to support defence platforms, is a fellow of ATSE. So please, a big warm welcome to a dinner sponsor, Emily Hilder.
Thanks, Bernie. And like you, I've only got one page with a few short notes here. But I just want to say thank you for having me here this evening. I'd also like to acknowledge that we're meeting on Gadigal country and thank Brendan for that fabulous welcome to country. I'm here representing Professor Tanya Munro, also a fellow of ATSE and Australia's Chief Defence Scientist, who wishes she could be here with us tonight, but we'll see you tomorrow. And it's great to be here with people who are so passionate about celebrating STEM and recognising that this is something that's key to our future for our economy and national security, which of course is very important to defence. So Defence is supporting Activate Symposium and this awards dinner because we know that a STEM-trained workforce is essential to support and grow an agile, innovative, resilient, safe, ethical and stable future for all Australians. As I spoke about this morning. But I just want to say that tonight's awards for us not only celebrates the STEM professionals who've shared their vision and knowledge for the benefit of this country, but it's great to see early career professionals and academics recognised as well as part of this, who are an important part of our future. So I know in this room that we've got many people who know that STEM provides an outstanding career path to follow, and that we're here to celebrate that, but also to remind you that it's our job to tell and show others and encourage others about this, to show that a diverse, exciting and fulfilling career can be had in as a STEM professional. And of course, as a reminder, we know that STEM's not just a collection of disciplines or subjects, as some may say it, but really a way of thinking, asking questions, considering data and evidence and being curious. And I say that because it's something that brought me into the field and really what attracted me to a career in STEM, that curiosity and creativity that you get to exercise every day. So I really just want to congratulate all the people who have been nominated for awards tonight and the winners of this evening awards, and remind you that you're all doing your part in Australia's STEM-powered future, and we're all very grateful for that. Please keep up the great work, and I hope you all enjoy the evening.
Thanks so much, Emily, and we'll have a break now while main meals are served, and then we'll be back with the first round of award winners. So enjoy your meals. See you soon. Hello, and welcome back. I hope you really enjoyed your main meals and got your way, whether it was fish or chicken. And we are just about ready to get started with our awards presentations this evening. But before we do, I do have one more special speaker, our final platinum sponsor for this evening, who's just flown into the country to be with us here tonight. Well, Sunday, but you know, jet lag takes its toll. Our final speaker is Janine Richards, Head of Science and Commercialisation at the Department of Industry, Science and Resources. And Janine's many responsibilities run from Oz Industry to Questacon with all the other letters in between. But her rock star role is representing Australia on the Square Kilometre Array Observatory Council. I know. The SKA, I don't need to tell you, will be the world's largest and most capable radio telescope, hosted, as you know, in 2 countries. Here, the low SKA over near Murchison, and where Janine's just been checking out the competition, the mid SKA in South Africa. And so, like I said, she's just back now. By some miracle, with all that myriad of items on her to-do list, she's got the night off to join us for the awards. So give it up for our platinum sponsor, Janine Richards.
I do, totally. Thanks so much for that very warm introduction, Bernie. Good evening to everybody. It's such a delight to be able to be here with you all in person to celebrate in Sydney tonight. I've got to say, after that really amazing welcome to country from Brendan, I do have to start by acknowledging and paying my respects to the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation as the traditional custodians of the land that we are gathered on. I live and work and have been raising my family on Ngunnawal country in Canberra, but I was born not very far from here on the Durag Nation in Wadamadigal country. I'd like to pay my respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people that are here tonight celebrating with us, but I also wanted to take a moment in light of that introduction to pay my respects to the Wadri Yamaji people, who are the traditional custodians of the land on which we will build half of the world's largest radio telescope. We've been working with the Wadri community now for a long period of time and have recently got to a position with that community where they've voted unanimously to endorse an Indigenous land use agreement that it will enable us to share their country to build our telescope, a really significant achievement. And just to acknowledge their long-standing contribution to science as Australia's earliest scientists. They've been watching the stars for generations before we probably even thought about them. They've had their elders who've spent some years, probably about 4 years, have walked more than 400 kilometres of country with our scientists in a process that's been about designing the telescope in a way that we can build it on country that won't interfere with their heritage. It's been a really amazing and significant contribution that their elders have made to this project that I think really bears acknowledging. So, I'd like to acknowledge also, lots of acknowledgements tonight, and thank Professor Hugh Bradlow on his achievements over the last 6 years, Hugh, as ATSE President. But I also wanted to welcome Dr. Catherine Woodthorpe as ATSE's next President. She's somebody with whom we are very familiar, a long-running relationship that she has had in leadership of a CRC through our Cooperative Research Centre's programs. To the nominees for the prestigious awards tonight, I congratulate all of you on your achievements and I wish all of you the very best. I'd also like to congratulate the cohort of 2022 ATSE Fellows, including this year's Honorary Fellow, former Minister for Industry, Innovation, Science and Research, the Honourable Kim Carr, who spoke to everybody this morning and has joined us to celebrate this evening. So tonight we're here to recognise the outstanding achievement of Australia's researchers working in applied science, technology and engineering. We're celebrating the contribution that our researchers make across our great country to improve health, make contributions to the environment, community, economic outcomes for the benefit of all of Australia. And a key priority for the Australian Government is to empower more Australians to turn their great ideas in science into great products and services that contribute to our economic but social wellbeing. So that's why the Department of Industry, Science and Resources is a very proud sponsor of the ATSE Activate Awards, where new approaches and innovations and practical solutions aren't just acknowledged but are really celebrated tonight. I recall some of last year's winners who are identifying fire risks, managing variability, impacts on crop and farm management, transporting dangerous goods, and treating cancer. Just really great examples of innovators realising impact. Speaking on behalf of innovators, our department and ATSE continue to innovate together. We're working on the delivery of the Elevate Boosting Women in STEM program. We're working on the Global Science and Technology Diplomacy Fund, as well as the Australia-Korea Tech Bridge. So some really great work that we're doing together. The Tech Bridge, which is actually held in Sydney this week, is a great example of the topic of this symposium, a technology-powered, human-driven future. So we will continue to draw on our partnership with ATSE, hope you don't mind, Kylie, to deliver some of these priorities for governments over the years and months ahead. But I'll wrap up on behalf of the Department of Industry, Science and Resources, a really proud sponsor of the event tonight. We just wanted to applaud all of the nominees again in each of the award categories and extend our warm congratulations to the winners. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much, Janine. You know, as working as an MC is more of a privilege than anything else, and there are not too many rules, not too many things you're not meant to stuff up. I've already mispronounced the ATSE president's name once this evening, and I might have just forgotten our third platinum sponsor for a moment there as well, but don't you worry about that, CSIRO. We will be hearing from you very shortly. Now, though, for our award presentations, the awards will be presented in two sections with pudding in between. We've got 4 categories in the first section, and I'd like to call Hugh Bradlow, that's Bradlow, back up to the stage to help present the awards. Thank you, Hugh. Our first award this evening is the David and Valerie Solomon Award, and this is an early mid-career award for a science or technology graduate working in academia, research or industry R&D who demonstrates substantial ability to foster research and industry collaboration and knowledge transfer for the benefit of Australia. The winner will receive a unique award, a cash prize of $15,000 and 12 months mentoring from a senior entrepreneur or industry fellow of the Academy, with $5,000 travel expenses in to make the most of that mentoring experience. So the David and Valerie Solomon Award honours David Solomon, who's a Foundation Fellow of ATSE and who's been supported in his career by his wife Valerie. The award is made available through a generous donation from David and Valerie Solomon. And the David and Valerie Solomon Award winner for 2022 is Associate Professor Laura Downey, the University of Melbourne.
My name is Laura Downey and I'm an Associate Professor at the University of Melbourne. My research aims to develop new approaches to identifying and treating conditions that affect the front surface of the eye. These conditions are very common in our society and affect people's vision and also cause eye pain. Our discovery research involves analysing very small volumes of people's tears and then using cutting-edge approaches to gain unique insight into a person's eye health as well as their general health. I'm very much inspired by Professor Solomon's leadership and innovation, and also Mrs. Solomon's entrepreneurial journey and advocacy of women in science to pursue their business and commercial aspirations. It's such an honour to be recognised with this award and really inspires me to continue to engage with industry to address important real-world problems, to translate our research into practice, and in the long term, to be able to deliver new solutions that benefit patients.
Congratulations, Laura. Unfortunately, Laura's not able to be with us this evening. She's unwell, but accepting her award on her behalf is Professor Sandra Kentish, the Chair of the Victorian ATSE Division. So thank you very much. And Sandra is going to read Laura's acceptance speech.
Thank you, and Laura is obviously extremely disappointed that she can't be here tonight, but she did want to thank ATSE and in particular Professor David Solomon and Mrs Valerie Solomon for their generosity in providing this award. She says that receiving this award will further inspire her to continue to engage with industry and end users, to drive innovation and to maintain a focus on ensuring her research has real-world impact. She'd also like to acknowledge the contributions of her team at the University of Melbourne, as well as her network of collaborators from academia, industry and clinical practice, both in Australia and internationally. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Sandra. And we'll make sure that you've got a more involved role next time, Hugh, when there's an actual award to hand over. Stick away from the eye business. Yes, congratulations again to Laura, and thanks, Sandra. I do just want the other recipients tonight to notice how concise that acceptance speech was. I've got written here 1 minute maximum, okay? And I have been told to stick strictly to time, so after that 60-second cut-off, I will start reciting pi to as many decimal places as it takes to shut you down, or 6, whichever comes first, okay? On to our second award, and this award is the Ezio Rosado Polymer Scholarship. This another polymer guy, because David Solomon, of course, invented the plastic banknotes that, remember that kind of money that wasn't in your phone? Weird. Anyway, we're on a bit of a theme here. So this award acknowledges the potential impact of an outstanding PhD candidate in polymer science or engineering. The Ezio Rosado Polymer Scholarship was made possible by a donation of funds from the CRC for Polymers. Its chair, Peter Coldry, came up with the idea, and it was very ably implemented by the CRC's CEO, Ian Dagley, who proposed it be named in honour of legendary polymer chemist Ezio Rosado. The scholarship will provide $10,000 per year over up to 3 years, plus a $5,000 travel fund. Very welcome to any PhD candidate. The Academy administers the scholarship, funded by the former CRC for Polymers. So, the 2022 Ezio Rosado Polymer Scholarship winner is Jefferson Lamb from Monash University.
I'm Jefferson Lamb, and I'm a PhD student at Monash University. My PhD thesis takes inspiration from nature, from plants in particular, which are the original solar energy harvesting machines, and takes the learnings from them to help guide solar panel engineering. A reimagination of the engineering of the solar panel is required so that it is more accessible, has better performance, and is cheaper. So my thesis explores this very opportunity by helping to build the solar panel of the future. My work therefore has the potential to contribute greatly to not just Australia's, but the entire world's sustainable energy future with biologically inspired solar panels that are more lightweight, more efficient, and more easily deployed. Winning this award means so much, and I'm so deeply honoured to be the recipient of the 2022 Ezio Rosado Polymer Scholarship. This award has provided me with so much confidence in my own work, so I'm so deeply honoured to have received this prestigious award.
Congratulations, Jefferson. If you could make your way to the stage. Keep that applause going, it's not a long way. And if we can... That's it. Third part of the job, just be annoying and controlling whenever on stage, yeah.
I'm asking him about his research.
I know. Beautiful. Yeah, maybe someone else would like to hear that conversation. We've got a microphone here, actually. Oh, here. Yeah. So, thanks, Hugh. Please, Jefferson, your 1 minute speech.
Wow. Thank you, everyone. And what an honour. I'm so excited and so grateful to be up here tonight accepting this award and sharing this night with so many inspiring and so many influential leaders in STEM whom I admire. I'd first like to thank ATSE and the CRC for Polymers for facilitating this scholarship and really recognising the importance of polymer science and engineering, particularly at the PhD level. I'd also like to extend this thanks to my supervisors. I wouldn't be up here without them. Professor Jacek Jasiniak and Dr. Matthew Gressel for their unwavering support, crystal clear guidance, and so much advice. I'd also like to thank my friends, my colleagues, and my family, especially my mum, who's here with me tonight. Yeah. Thank you for everything you've done for me and being the spark and the catalyst to my curiosity for science and technology. So yeah, thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much. Thank you. A true science communicator managed to mention not just polymers but crystals and catalysts in that speech. So I'm a fan officially. Our next award comes in two parts, or it has two recipients. The ICM Agri-Food Award recognises and acknowledges the outstanding work of two early career scientists or technologists. Winners each receive $5,000, sponsored by ICM Agribusiness, one of Australia's major agribusiness groups. And our first recipient, our first ICM Agri-Food Award winner, is Dr. Zoe Doubleday, University of South Australia.
My name is Dr. Zoe Doubleday and I'm an Australian Research Council Future Fellow at the University of South Australia. Food produced from the sea is highly nutritious and can be a climate-friendly source of high-quality protein. However, thousands of marine species are harvested for food, and many of these species are either fully fished or overfished. My research helps tackle this challenge by helping develop sustainable solutions for the fisheries and seafood sector. I'm working on the development of what I call a chemical-based GPS that can ultimately geolocate numerous seafood species globally and identify their provenance or geographical origins. By identifying the provenance of seafood, we can detect seafood fraud. Seafood fraud occurs when consumers or businesses are intentionally deceived about the products they are buying. Seafood fraud allows illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing to flourish, which can have a devastating impact on the environment and seafood businesses. Importantly, by detecting fraud, we can empower authorities to stop it and help ensure that the seafood you buy is in fact the seafood you actually want to eat. Winning the ICM Agri-Food Award is an absolute honour and it makes me excited about the future because it is recognition for my research on marine-based foods and the importance of these foods to the agri-food sector. But it is also recognition of the work I do in science, media and communication and its growing importance to the STEM sector. Media and communication promotes STEM and STEM literacy, helps ensure that we generate research outcomes that are impactful and relevant to the community, as well as inspires the next generation to pursue a career in STEM. So thank you, ATSE, for all your support.
Thank you. Congratulations, Zoe, on the award and on standing there for a minute and a half while we watched you speak on video. That was absolutely brilliant. Well done.
So receiving this esteemed award has been a transformative experience. I had a baby last year and this was the first time I had to juggle a research career and a baby, and wow, you know, you have some ups and downs and the virus tsunami that is childcare. I did wonder at what point, can I do this? Can I really do this? And then you have nights like this. So thank you, ATSE and the award sponsor, ICM Agribusiness. Your award helps me continue doing what I love. And thanks also to my nominator, Emily Hilda, who's here tonight, and my seconder, Bronwyn Galanders. And thank you for being senior role models for women in STEM. Your visibility matters to me, and I'm sure to many other women, and there's simply not enough of you. Well, I'd like to say yet, because I'm an optimist. And thanks to my workplace, which is on Kaurna country, and for providing that beautiful balance of freedom and support, and to all my collaborators who have taught me so much all the time. And finally, thanks to my partner, Andre Luton, and my 15-month-old son, Felix, who are back home in Adelaide. They're probably wrestling over who's going to watch TV versus the Wiggles. And thanks for the smiles and the crazy year that's been 2022. So thank you.
Fantastic, and I can tell you right now, Zoe, the Wiggles won. No competition whatsoever. Our second recipient of the ICM Agri-Food Award winner, but in no way lesser, just second in order, is Dr. George Chen from the University of Melbourne.
Hello, my name is George Chen. I'm a chemical engineer working in the Dairy Innovation Hub in the Department of Chemical Engineering at the University of Melbourne. I have worked closely with dairy processors and a number of food manufacturers in Australia to developing and evaluating separation technologies to maximize byproduct utilization and reduce waste disposal in dairy processing. And this will go a long way in actually reducing food waste from one of the key components in the supply chain and helping to secure a more sustainable future for Australia's agriculture and food sector. It's absolutely a great honour for me to receive this ICM Agri-Food Award and to be recognised for my contribution to the agri-food industry. This would not have happened without the support from many of the academic and industry collaborators who have helped me a lot through my career. And this award, I think, is incredibly significant as it highlights the important role chemical engineers play in actually making measurable impact to enhance environmental sustainability across the agriculture and food sector.
Congratulations, George. Yes, you make that moment work for you. Well done, George. Own it, own it. And, oh yeah, you've got the hang of it now, Hugh. I'll just totally hand that over. Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks ATSE and ICM Agri-Food Business for giving me this award. It's absolutely my great honour to be here, to receive this award. I would like to thank the researchers and collaborators, industry partners who work very hard within the research teams to actually make this reward worthwhile. And also in particular, I've been mentored by a lot of great mentors, particularly Professor Sandra Kentish, who is sitting right there. Thank you so much for the mentorship that you've been given along the way. And also Professor Sally Grass, who many of you may have known. Both of them are actually fellow of ATSE as well. So unfortunately, Sally could not be here today, but also what I want to really mention or share with you is that I've seen many more industry partners in the food and agriculture sector actually willing to shift their business model towards more of a sustainability orientated approach. So that really helps us in I can see a lot more opportunities now for us as engineers, scientists and researchers and actually to talk to them, to work with them closely together to hopefully innovate technologies and implement those innovative technologies and help shape Australia or at least the food industry in Australia towards a better and a more sustainable future. So thank you again.
Thank you, and congratulations. Thanks and congratulations, George. And that's heartening news that you're already seeing that with businesses wanting to work towards more sustainable practices. And we can obviously see that in the two recipients of our awards we've received tonight, that's being recognised by ICM Agri-Food as well. Our final presentation, our final award in this section, Hugh, is the Batterham Medal for Engineering Excellence. The Batterham Medal is an early career award for a graduate engineer who has achieved substantial peer or industry recognition for their work in the past 5 years. The award consists of a medal and a cash prize of $5,000, and it's sponsored by the Group of 8 Deans of Engineering and Associates. And the 2022 Batterham Medal for Engineering Excellence goes to Dr. Aaron McFadgen, Queensland University of Technology, who brought some friends with him tonight.
And I've been involved in aviation for pretty much most of my career, and of late I've been heavily involved in drones or uncrewed aircraft systems. This is a really interesting, exciting space, something that's really emerging and has come a long way. Recently, we created some software or an algorithm that can automatically determine safe drone operating altitudes in airports. And this has been really great because it's helped drone operators get approvals faster and easier, but it's also helped the authorities, air services and CASA do the assessments they need to approve these operations. As engineers, we always work in teams regardless of what we do, and I've worked with some great people. Although this award may recognise a period of my career, I think that career has been formed by all the great people I've worked with and have contributed. I'm very grateful for the award from ATSE. I've always tried to make a contribution that has impact, so I'm very happy to have achieved that goal, if you like, and even better that it's been recognised by ATSE. On a professional level, being able to work with air services and CASA and see the technology evolve and then get to a point where it is used today has been really, really rewarding. And I think that's a really great thing to have in your career, particularly as an engineer.
Congratulations, Aaron. Make your way to the stage. And here he comes. Keep it going. Hey, now that's a medal. They're just having a moment. I'll see if I can translate. No, I really like engineering too. But aren't engineers the best, says Hugh? Yes, I've found that to be the case. Engineers, just the best. The others, whatever, but engineer... Oh, no, sorry, no, and now you should go and give... Congratulations.
So look, thank you everyone and good evening. It's a great honour to receive this award tonight, and I think there's many engineering contributions in this country that would be deserving of this recognition as well. So I think I want to congratulate them as well. I want to thank ATSE and their sponsors for the opportunity this award provides, and I want to thank QUT, Air Services, CASA and Fly Freely for the support they've given me over the past years and in this nomination itself. What's really rewarding for me is seeing an idea and my work go to a real system and then be used and change an industry. That transformation is not done alone. It does take a lot of people. So I want to thank all those people that have helped me on my career. I've learned a lot from them, particularly in the last 5 years, and I hope I can share some of those experiences with the people I work with in the future. So thank you very much again. Thank you, ATSE. That's it for me.
Thanks, congratulations, Aaron. Thanks very much, Aaron, and thanks, Hugh, for that marvellous role. We'll see you again in the second half for the continuing presentations. We are about to serve dessert, and then we'll be back at 9 for the Clooney's Ross Awards and the ATSE President's Medal, as well as another address from our third platinum sponsor. So we'll see you back here at 9. Enjoy your dessert. Thank you.
We all have a responsibility to build our nation's future. A strong pipeline of talented people that choose technology careers is a key part of this. At WiseTech, we're passionate about supporting early exposure to the world of digital technology. This means creating experiences in primary school and throughout high school that educate and inspire our youth into rewarding and important tech-focused careers. And it means breaking social biases about what girls should be studying and enabling women into technology. We're excited to be working with Grok Academy to build Australia's tech future.
Grok's aim is to educate all learners in transformative computing skills, empowering them to meet the challenges and opportunities of the future, just as Richard and WiseTech have. As a digital technologies curriculum author, I'm excited that WiseTech sponsorship has made Grok's interactive content and automated feedback freely available to all Australian students, their teachers and their families. Grok and WiseTech invite ATSE, its fellows and their organisations to help us transform technology education in Australia.
Hello, hello, hello. If you can make your way back to your seats. I'm loving all of this networking and catching up. It has been a long time between drinks for many of you. There'll be plenty of time for networking after our second round of awards. Just one more selfie down the front here, and then it's off to our tables. Well done. That was very flattering, by the way. As I said, it's time almost for our last round of awards. And if I can just draw your attention to the stage, we're about to hear from our final speaker for the evening, and that is our third platinum speaker, or I should say our third platinum sponsor. So representing the CSIRO, I'd like to call Professor Eleanor Huntington, Executive Director of Digital, National Facilities and Collections at CSIRO, to come and speak. Now, before joining CSIRO, Eleanor was the first female Dean of Engineering at the Australian National University, and she's committed to growing, the profile of science and technology in the community, and she's passionate about attracting more young women to take up careers in STEM-related fields. Is anyone else passionate about that here tonight? Wow, the pitch of that response was a little gender biased. Is anyone with a lower kind of baritone-y voice? Yeah, you're not fooling me, ladies. I heard that intentional drop. Eleanor, apart from all these other things, is also a fellow of ATSE and an ATSE board director, fellow of ATSE. All the cool kids are. Get up here, you. Professor Eleanor Huntington.
Thank you, Bernie. It's somewhat intimidating to have to be your follow-up act, but I'll do my very best. So first of all, I too would like to acknowledge and celebrate the traditional custodians of the lands upon which we meet today, and pay my respects to elders of the Gadigal people, past and present. I'd also like to pay my respects to members of other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities who may be here today, and in particular as we gather to celebrate the achievements in science, technology, and engineering and their impact in the world. I think it's important to celebrate and acknowledge that we stand on the lands of the oldest continuous living culture in the world, and celebrate the fact that they were Australia's first scientists, engineers and technologists, and continue to make profound contributions to our world as we go forward. CSIRO is proud to be a sponsor, alongside the Department of Industry and the Department of Defence, from whom our friends in the DST group come. I think you will see a theme amongst all of the speakers here tonight around a number of our outlooks about why we are here. But it is wonderful to be here tonight. I'm an ATSE fellow, as Bernie said. I joined ATSE in 2020, so I'm part of the class that never got to have this particular celebration. And I'm sure there are many others in the room, so it is wonderful to be here. And this network has been an important part of my career for quite some time. I'd like to also congratulate all of the new fellows on being here tonight, and we are incredibly proud to have you join the fellowship, and I'd also like to congratulate all of the winners and nominees for all of the awards tonight. And honestly, looking around the room, there's a lot to be inspired about. This is a community that is passionately committed to being champions for Australian science, engineering and technology. We've had a pretty rough couple of years. We've had fires, we've had floods, we've had pandemics, and we are come together as the people who are committed to making a better future for all of us. And CSIRO, our part of this, we work with organisations of all sizes and types. We're proud to work with every Australian university, and I'm pretty sure that they're all represented in this room. And in the last financial year, we worked with just a tick under 4,000 government and business partners of all sizes. And so this room is a representation of everything that we as a community can achieve together. And we're looking forward to doing amazing things and celebrating everything that can come from here forward. Coming from a scientific and industrial research perspective, it is particularly pleasing to be able to celebrate the coming sequence of awards and to share those. They are awards for achievement, outstanding achievement in entrepreneurship, knowledge commercialisation and innovation. And on that note, I'm going to hand back to Bernie to tell us exactly what they are.
Thanks very much, Eleanor. And I think keep that going because she missed out on the love for becoming a fellow 2 years ago. And to all the other fellows from the last couple of years, well done. We should have a little wrap party for you later. We'll see how things roll with the bar tab. Now, you mentioned the Clooney's Ross Awards that we've got coming up right now, which Eleanor is going to present, and they recognise an entrepreneur of the year, someone who's played an integral role in the discovery and translation of a major technology-based product or service that has impact for Australia. The second one is for an individual or small team for knowledge commercialisation, so that's the discovery, development and adoption of a technology leading to successful commercialisation. And finally, innovation, recognising the development and adoption of a technology that has significantly improved societal or industry capability. So back over to you, Eleanor. You're going to present these Clooney's Ross Awards. And if I can ask Hugh Bradlow to come back up on stage. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Hugh. You're still on duty. Yeah. Oh, look at that dejected dragging of the feet. It's an honour and a privilege, and it's great to have you taking that part. All right, Eleanor's presenting, but you're doing that gracious handy over of the business bit. Yeah, I know. Never been briefed. No. Thanks, Eleanor.
And this is the piece that is actually the most terrifying, which is wrangling Hugh. But anyway, moving on. So this year's winner of the Clooney's Ross Entrepreneur of the Year Award is Haptic Tech Systems pioneer, Professor Saeed Nahavandi of Deakin University. So please join me in welcoming Saeed to the table.
Hello, my name is Saeed Nahavandi and I'm Director for Institute for Intelligent System Research and Innovation at Deakin University. My work focuses on research and innovation of haptically enabled robotic systems. The main novelty of my work is the integration of haptic technology, which is tactile sensing through force feedback into robotic systems. So the main contribution of my research work is the design, development, and commercialization of a world-first haptically enabled robotic simulator, which is named Universal Motion Simulator, or UMS. The UMS is a large, about 2-story high robotic arm that can provide high-speed motions to the user, as well as spinning the user 360 degrees continuously. Through the UMS, novice pilots and inexperienced drivers can learn critical flying or driving skills in a safe environment. Winning this Clooney Ross Award, it is a great honor for me and also recognition for my R&D work over the past 30 years, translating research from laboratories into the real world. and this has created lots of jobs, opportunity, and also sovereign capabilities for Australia. I would like to thank my research team that they have always been there helping me, assisting me to carry out research and development throughout the years.
Thank you very much. It is my honor and privilege to accept the 2022 Clunies Ross Entrepreneur of the Year Award. I sincerely thank my nominators for nominating me and members of the selection committee for selecting me. I owe this award to so many people who have helped me in my journey and walk with me throughout all the highs and lows. Anyone who knows me knows that I don't take no for an answer, and this often takes me and others around me into much more exciting and challenging fertile landscape for innovation. As Thomas Edison put it, success is 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration. And for sure that 10% often provides immeasurable rewards. Last but not least, none of this would have been possible without the unreserved help and support of my darling wife, Shirley, present here tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And so this year's winner of the Clunies Ross Knowledge Commercialisation Award are COVID-19 Healthcare Game Changers, Professor Jason Monty of the University of Melbourne and Dr. Forbes McCain of Western Sydney Health. Please join me in welcoming Jason and Forbes to the stage.
My name's Jason Monty. I'm a Professor of Fluid Dynamics and I'm the Head of Department of Mechanical Engineering at the University of Melbourne.
My name is Forbes McCain. I'm an anaesthetist and intensive care physician at Western Health in Melbourne.
My fellow award winner and good friend Dr. Forbes McCain approached us early in the pandemic with a problem. He was very concerned about healthcare workers becoming infected from the patients they were treating. So we put our heads together and we thought about how we could come up with a device.
It can be used anywhere for the treatment of people with respiratory infectious diseases.
The McMonty by Medihood is now used in hospitals throughout Australia. We're really proud and privileged that we could play a part in helping reduce transmission in hospitals. But more than that, we know that this device helps healthcare workers feel more safe at work. They've done such a fantastic job for us during COVID-19, and they certainly deserve this kind of protection network. It's been a fantastic adventure with my co-inventor, Forbes McCain. I'm truly honoured to receive the kind of recognition that we received from ATSE tonight.
This Clunies Ross Award is important to us because it validates the importance of collaboration between engineers, clinicians, doctors, nurses, as well as the CSIRO to really come together and collaborate. And so the award has been really instrumental in recognising the importance of collaboration.
All right. It's been a wonderful privilege to put the knowledge that we've gained over many years into practice in a way that made a difference to the lives of Australians right now. Well, thank you very much. What an incredible honour. I guess for an engineer, an engineering researcher, this is an incredible honour. Thank you. I should say thanks, of course, to ATSE. I want to thank Mark Cassidy, who nominated us. And I want to thank the committee. I'm sure there were many deserving applicants for this award, and I'm sure it was a very difficult decision, so we're very privileged and humbled by this award. I would also like to thank two of my supporters who have been all through my career. Ivan Morels and Doreen Thomas are here tonight, and they've been incredible supporters the whole time. I would like to acknowledge that this is not just about us. There was an incredible interdisciplinary team. We're always told to do interdisciplinary work, it's hard to say. But to be part of this team that was so dynamic, we had aerosol chemists, we had atmospheric scientists, electrical engineers, industrial engineers, clinicians, nurses. It's an incredible list, and all of them were needed to get this out as quickly as we could. It was an incredible time. I want to acknowledge my group of engineers who were fantastic, worked tirelessly. Will, Kevin, Max, Jeff were just incredible. And I want to acknowledge Forbes, my friend and co-inventor here, who, without him, of course, we wouldn't be here. It was his vision that identified the problem in the first place, or identified the problem he wanted to solve, and had the foresight, I guess, or made the decision to come and engage with engineers. And I think this is this accolade, I guess, demonstrates how important or how incredible solutions we can develop when we bring engineers and clinicians together. So I'll hand to Forbes.
Thank you. I only get 10 seconds, okay. I really like to thank Sam Bates, who's just in front of us at the moment, and the clinicians and all the team in intensive care at Western Health, very much the engineers, the scientists from CSIRO, everyone. Just an extraordinary collaborative effort when we get to see this huge tsunami of COVID-19 heading our way in early 2020, and just to develop a hood that would protect patients but also protect healthcare workers, particularly nurses, who are always close to the patient and for the longest period of time. So it was a wonderful collaboration. In fact, it was one of the best times of my life, and it took away some of the, I suppose you say, the suffering that we've seen in intensive care, particularly in Melbourne over the last few years from COVID-19. So it's been a pure joy. Thanks, everyone.
And finally, this year's winner of the Clooney's Ross Innovation Award is Sustainable Systems Innovator, Professor Veena Sahajwalla. Please join me in welcoming Veena to the stage.
Hi, I'm Veena Sahajwalla. I'm a professor at the University of New South Wales and director of the Smart Centre, that's Sustainable Materials Research and Technology at UNSW. The work that we do here at the Smart Centre is really all about looking at different technological, scientific solutions for recycling complex waste materials. There are so many things we use in our everyday lives, and we have to acknowledge that materials and products have a lifespan. Materials that are present in those products, right down at the micro level, can be harvested, can be harnessed, and can be reformed back into another new product format. And we can be champions in Australia, and we can show to the rest of the world how we can make green materials, how we can do green manufacturing. ATSE as an academy has done so much in shining a light on how important technology and engineering is for our planet and for our people. The work that we're doing and the benefits that we can share can be for the benefit of all of humanity, no matter where you live in the world. And this is a win-win outcome for people on this planet and for the planet itself. So for me personally and professionally, and for all of us at SMART at UNSW, this is an absolute privilege and an honor.
Sorry, maybe it was too much wine. Thank you. Wow. Thank you to ATSE. This is an absolute honor because I know just spending the day today with incredible minds, scientists and engineers who make this world a better place. And I think that's really what we're celebrating today. So I just want to say thank you to ATSE, thank you to UNSW, and my incredibly amazing colleagues at the Smart Center, because I'm going to embarrass them by sort of mentioning them by names. So Anirban, Mark, Stuart, and others who are sitting at that end of the table there, who of course are always so supportive and encouraging, and I think our industry partners who always feel that they need to support Australian science, Australian technology. And I love the passion and commitment that, you know what, we need to be first in the world to do things. And I think, to me, that's what inspires me. But I think equally importantly, what inspires me is there are so many amazing people that we get a chance to talk to, particularly all the young people who want to shape a better future. And I think sustainability is really all about thinking of how we can take all of these waste resources and not just see it as a problem, but see it as an opportunity. And that waste transformation journey delivers environmental benefits, social benefits. And I think, to me, if we can show to the rest of the world that Australia can actually take all of that fabulous science and innovation and deliver impact in a way that delivers outcomes, better outcomes to shape a sustainable future. For me, it's an absolute privilege to be doing this work and getting to work with incredibly amazing people each and every day. And so thank you so much for this incredible honor. And I want to say it's an absolute honor to be here and to make a contribution. All of us are doing amazing work in shaping a sustainable future. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Veena. No, you stay here. And thanks so much, Eleanor. And wasn't that just a fantastic round of speeches from all of our recipients tonight? Every single one of them mentioning the collaborators, the people they work with. There wasn't a single person, and this is something that was remarked to me about during the break by a law academic who said you would never hear an acceptance speech like that from a lawyer. There it's all individualism. Here everything is about collaborators, about colleagues, about support and cross-disciplinary work. So I'm not naming names, Nicole, but yeah, thanks for giving me that little tip off a bit earlier. And also, what a relief it is, because I was worried for a minute there we were going to have a STEM Awards night where Veena didn't get a gong. Phew. No, that pool room must be getting crowded now, Veena. If you need a bit of shelf space, I've got plenty over at my place. Now, over for our and obviously after hearing Veena's speech and knowing her work, you know exactly why she gets recognised and rewarded every single time. So congratulations again to all of our recipients. And now for our final award this evening. This is a brand new first-time category to be presented by Professor Hugh Bradlow, and it is the President's Medal. Over to you, Hugh. Woo! New category.
So, thank you, Bernie. I am very pleased to announce, as Bernie says, a first-time award, which is based on the fact that there are many people in ATSE who do great voluntary work for us, and it's all deeply appreciated. But there's some people who do, excuse me, I'm not choking up with emotion, don't worry. There's some people, I'm choking up with COVID, actually, I think. Anyhow, there's some people who really do go above and beyond and who do an extraordinary amount of work on our behalf and make a huge difference. So we decided, the board and I decided, that we should recognize these people each year, the ones who do this special work and do this huge amount of activity for us, with a recognition which is enduring, which we're calling the ATSE President's Medal. So this is one of the final acts of my presidency. Don't all breathe a sigh of relief at the same time. But tonight I want to make this award to someone who will come as no surprise to you, which is the first ATSE President's Award will go to Dr. Joanne Daly. And I won't tell you everything Joanne's done for ATSE because otherwise we would be here until tomorrow morning. But let me give you a long short list of the highlights of what she's done. She served as a division chair in the ACT. She's contributed to many policy reports, important ones. She's created ATSE events and spoken at them. She's actively participated in committee meetings that perform the important task of selecting new fellows. And I do want to recognize all the people who have served on those selection panels because it is hard work. So, the fact that amongst all the other things Joanne has done, this is extraordinary. And then over the past 3 years, she's steered us as chair of the Assembly through a very tumultuous period, which ended up in a peaceful resolution. I do like to stir things up, and I succeeded in doing that. And Joanne then calmed the waters down and made a significant difference. So, Joanne, I'd like to present you with this medal and the certificate to recognize your contribution. Don't break.
Thank you, Hugh. It's very short. So actually, I was going to say I'm very honoured to get this award. I must admit, the truth is I'm chuffed, absolutely chuffed. And Kylie rang me last week and told me very quietly that I was going to get the award. And I'd actually had a difficult day up to that point, and I was feeling a bit down. And then I just suddenly sat there and felt, wow, this is really lovely. And I think I sat there on my lounge with a big smile on my face for the rest of the day. So I really am very honoured to get this award. So it's been very satisfying being able to contribute to the work of ATSE over recent years, and I guess it illustrates how you can contribute to this academy in lots of different ways. And so but I'd like to pay tribute to all the people I've worked with as a part of the ACT division and part of the Ag and Food Forum, and also playing a leading role in Assembly, which I must admit was very challenging at times. I did lie awake on the odd night actually trying to work out how we're going to resolve some of the challenges. And also being involved in the selection of the new president, that was very exciting. I really enjoyed my interactions with my fellows. I spent many years in CSIRO, and I kind of, as I'm semi-retired, I sort of missed that interaction. So interacting with my fellows in the academy brings back to me that joy that you get from being with people who are very passionate about their work. I'd like to thank the chairs of the state and territory divisions and the forum chairs, but there's 3 people in particular I'd like to thank very much. One is Kylie Walker. Kylie, it's been a great pleasure working with you. And Tracy Watson, who I think actually runs the academy behind the scenes. And Hugh Bradlow. Hugh, it's been fantastic working with you. Look, the academy plays a very important role in raising the profile of science and technology in Australia, so I would encourage all of you as fellows to give the academy your time and energy to its activities. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Joanne, and congratulations. And congratulations to ATSE and to the board and Hugh for having the foresight to award people just for doing a bloody hard job that's kind of thankless and relentless, but really has massive impact. So I think it's a terrific initiative, and the fact that the medal bounces is just a bonus. So, no, you were testing to destruction, Hugh. Yes, I think that's your nature in everything that you do. No, I don't know why I'm so cheeky with you, you old white man. That might be it. No. Sorry, Mrs. Hugh. Yeah. No, thank you so much, Hugh, and for everything that you've done in your presidency and also for everything you've done tonight. And thanks again and congratulations, Joanne. So we've got about half an hour before the lights go out for the night. So please, I want you to make the most of that half hour. You've already shown how great you are at networking. I want you to get out there and mingle like there is no pandemic, even if Hugh might have just mentioned that he's possibly got it. And we'll be back shortly before 10 for some closing remarks. So we'll see you then. Have a great rest of the night. Thanks for everything you do and for celebrating your colleagues for everything they do as well. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It has now come to that time of the evening where we are going to close off, and we've got some remarks coming forthwith from the CEO of ATSE, Kylie Walker. If you don't already know Kylie, you probably know her by reputation as being someone who can bring science, industry, engineering, technology, policy, government, any other stakeholders you can name together. She's been doing it for years in a range of different roles. I've known her for many of those. Remarkably, she's still speaking to me. And it is my absolute delight to welcome Kylie to the stage for some closing remarks before we wind up the night. So join me in welcoming Kylie Walker.
Thanks, Bernie, and thank you so much for your fabulous job tonight, as well as this morning. Fellows, collaborators, sponsors, awardees, donors, staff, friends, thank you so much for being here tonight. To all of our award winners, your ingenuity inspires us, not just tonight but every day, and we're in awe of your achievements. To our donors and sponsors, of course, without your generous support we wouldn't have been able to put on this shindig, so thank you very much. And to all of you who came out tonight to celebrate the best of the best in Australian STEM, thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow at Activate. Please stroll on in at the Masonic Centre. We look forward to seeing you for a fabulous program, another hit list of amazing innovations, and will be carried through that day by the wonderful Nate. Thank you for being here tonight as well and bringing the whoop. There we go. So I have the pleasure now of telling you how to get out of here. There is a tram over at the Star that will take you pretty close to where many people are staying here tonight. And of course, you can always catch an Uber or a taxi from Dalton House, Jones Bay Wharf. But thank you so much, everyone, again. It's been a real pleasure. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.